among the greatest influencers in the history of Arab resistance to occupation armies, and the leader of the Libyan people's struggle. He was the Sheikh of the Mujahideen, the Lion of the Desert. Add any titles you wish, for he is the one who gives them value, not the other way around. Welcome to the story of a fighter and a symbol of resistance, Omar Mukhtar. Omar bin Mukhtar bin Omar al-Manfi al-Hilali was born in 1862. Though some accounts say 1858, in the village of Zawiyat Janzur in the Barqa region of eastern Libya. His father died during his pilgrimage to Mecca, leaving behind a will for his brother Sheikh Hussein al-Gharyani to take care of his sons, Omar and Muhammad. Indeed, Sheikh Hussein raised Omar and Muhammad and taught them in the Quran school at the local Zawiya. Later, Omar moved with his uncle to the Jagboob Oasis, the stronghold of the Senussi movement, an Islamic reformist movement founded in Libya in 1843. Its aim was to spread the call to Islam across North Africa and Sudan, and to resist colonial occupiers. Over the 8 years Omar spent studying at the Jagboob Institute, he mastered jurisprudence, Quranic exegesis, and preaching. His reputation for wisdom and composure spread among the Senussi sheikhs. Growing up in such an environment, Omar learned how to resolve tribal disputes and became skilled at navigating the desert. His intelligence and insight soon caught the attention of Sheikh Muhammad al-Mahdi, the leader of the Senussi order at the time. Al-Mahdi decided to involve Omar in missions and expeditions between Sudan and Libya. A step that marked the beginning of Omar Mukhtar's true journey. On one of these journeys in 1895 came the famous incident when a lion attacked a caravan heading to Sudan. Most of the men agreed to abandon a camel to distract the beast and escape safely. But Omar refused this passive approach. He faced the lion directly and returned to the caravan carrying its head. From that day on, he was called the Lion of the Desert. This was just the beginning of the events that would change his life forever. After the lion incident, Omar was appointed as Sheikh of Ain Kak Zawiya in Sudan, serving as deputy to Muhammad al-Mahdi. Upon returning to Libya in 1897, he became Sheikh of Zawiya al-Qusur in Jabal al-Akhdar. During this period, he earned the honorific title CD, reserved for the senior Senussi sheikhs. In 1900, when France invaded Chad on Libya's southern border, Omar led 4,000 Senussi volunteers to resist the French occupation. He remained there for 2 years until the death of Sheikh Muhammad al-Mahdi. Omar returned to Barca and resumed his role as sheikh, welcomed by the Ottoman authorities ruling Libya at the time. Between 1900 and 1908, Omar and his men carried out fierce attacks against the British forces occupying Egypt, particularly along the Libyan-Egyptian border in Bardia, Salum, and Musaid. The most intense battles came in 1908, when the British finally annexed Salum to Egypt after pressuring the Ottoman Empire. In 1911, Italy declared war on the Ottomans and invaded Libya, threatening the Ottoman garrisons with the total destruction of Tripoli and Benghazi if they did not surrender. The Ottomans and their Libyan allies chose to withdraw to the countryside rather than capitulate. Italian forces bombarded Libyan cities for several days, marking the start of a long series of battles between the Italian occupiers and the Libyan resistance led by the Lion of the Desert, Omar Mukhtar, who was then 53 years old.
Omar began rallying people and urging them to engage in jihad against the invaders. He gathered 1,000 men and established the first training camp in the Al-Khruba area. He later moved to Rajma to join Ottoman soldiers. But as preparations continued, an unexpected event disrupted everything. The Balkan Wars, which diverted the Ottomans' attention to Europe and forced them to sign a peace treaty with Italy and withdraw all troops from Libya. With the Ottomans gone, Amar's forces became the sole banner of resistance. Senussi leader Ahmad Sharif returned from Egypt to take command, allowing Omar to concentrate on leading raids himself. His operations initially focused on the Derna area, where some of the most violent clashes occurred. On May 16, 1913, the famous Friday battle began, lasting 2 days and killing 70 Italian soldiers while wounding around 400. Later that year, on October 6, the Battle of Bushimal erupted in Ain Mara, where Omar's men inflicted heavy losses on Italian forces. Other major confrontations followed: Shakhna, Shalzima, and Zwetinia. Omar's tactics relied on guerrilla warfare and ambushes to counter the Italians' overwhelming numbers. His force rarely exceeded 1,000 men, with raiding parties numbering between 100 and 300, armed only with light rifles. Yet they remained a persistent threat. In 1922, after Mussolini took power in Italy, he ordered a new approach to crush Libyan resistance. He appointed Pietro Badoglio as the military governor of Libya, who tried to negotiate with Omar Mukhtar. But Omar refused any offers and vowed to fight until victory or martyrdom. Enraged, Mussolini replaced Badoglio with one of Italy's most ruthless generals, Rodolfo Graziani, in 1928. Graziani launched a brutal extermination campaign against the Libyan people, closing the borders with Egypt using barbed wire to cut off supplies, establishing concentration camps to isolate civilians, and conducting summary executions in the streets.
Despite the siege, Omar's fighters continued to harass the Italians with hit-and-run attacks. So relentless were their raids that Mussolini told his commanders, "We are not fighting wolves as Graziani claims. We are fighting lions bravely defending their homeland. This war will be long." In October 1930, after a fierce clash, Italian forces captured Omar's glasses and horse. Graziani declared, "We have taken Mukhtar's glasses. Tomorrow we will take his head." Eventually, after bitter resistance and decisive battles, Omar Mukhtar was captured and taken to Benghazi, imprisoned in Sheikh Omar prison. On September 15, 1931, he was sentenced to death in a sham trial. "We are born not to surrender. We win or we die," he said. The next morning, the sentence was carried out, ending the life of the lion of the desert.
سيكون عليكم أن تحاربوا الجيل القادم والأجيال التي تليه.
But his death did not end the resistance as the Italians had hoped. Instead, it inspired his people to fight even harder. Sheikh Yusuf al-Mismari was elected as his successor, and the struggle continued until Italian forces were expelled from Libyan soil in April 1943. As for me, my life will outlast the executioner's trial.
حياتي ستكون أطول من
Subscribe to the channel.
حياة شريقي.